4. Okay. I think I have like maybe 2 or 3, I believe. So, but that match was definitely very good. So I like that. Number 4, I did put one of the Okada Omega matches on. I put the second one, the draw. I thought the draw was better than the original one. So I had that at the 4th on the list. I mean, yeah, those guys are both, they work very well together. Of course, I think that's nothing that something that everybody can probably agree on. And I like the second match better. I do like matches that are draws. I thought that they had a kind of a callback to their previous match and some of the storyline in there. So I don't need to get into too much more detail than that, I think. But
we've talked about those matches enough.
Yeah, so I have that at number 4. And number 3, I have another tag match. It was a triple threat tag match from NXT. It was Authors of Pain, Revival, and DIY. That, I believe, is from Orlando around WrestleMania weekend. It was an elimination tag match. I remember that match being extremely good, especially in the very beginning when DIY was in it. Once they got eliminated first, it slowed down a little bit, but I thought the match was done very, very well. So I have that as number 3 on my list.
Completely forgot about that match. It would have made my honorable mentions. So it was a great call by you. Number 3, I have from NXT TakeOver Chicago, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. That was, I think it was better than their match in the UK Championship. This match was, probably the best you'll see in WWE all year. I think that's a bold statement, but I think it's true. The kid, Tyler Bates, like 15 or something, and he's just going out there and deadlifting people. And Pete Dunne's an awesome heel, and he won the title in that match, and he deserves it. He's, unfortunately, we don't see enough of these UK guys, but especially these two. I think Tyler Bates' gimmick is, he's just kind of like a throwback, but like age 19, so the kid's got a bright future, and these two definitely stole the show. I can't even remember the main event of NXT Chicago. Was that Nakamura and Bobby Roode?
Chicago?
Yeah.
Well, it was Roode and Itami was
that, okay, yeah.
But I think the main event of the show was the DIY
ladder match. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's no, just thinking about it, that's a pretty good show all around. So number 2, I have Poop joke?
Yeah.
Poop joke. Nice. I have Kushida and Takahashi versus for new NJPW Dominion. Kushida, and he's been a consistent player in the juniors for the last probably 3 years, and Takahashi has really, he's what was his name in Ring of Honor?
I think about this all the time,
and I keep forgetting.
And I keep Kamatachi.
Kamatachi. Yes, that's what it was. Great call. Good call. So Takahashi kind of came into his own, I would say, only like in the last 6 to 8 months, and he had a gimmick change. He's kind of crazy. He wears a vest that has like Misfits logos on it and stuff like that. So I'm a big mark for him. But he updated his moveset too, and he's got the Sunset Bomb, which to me is like the scariest move in pro wrestling. And him and Kushida just had a hell of a match. They kind of harked back to when Takahashi won the belt in like 4 minutes or 5 minutes of the New Japan show before that, and they were teasing it. But these two just beat the hell out of each other. The match was about a half an hour, and a lot of good psychology, working on the arm, setting up for the finish the entire time. Kushida was working on the arm, set up for the hoverboard lock, aka the Kimura, and it was just a very well done pro wrestling match with a ton of high spots. So you can't really beat that.
No, that was a very good match as well. I think that was on my honorable mentions list. So
the
HM list.
The HM. So
my second item or match rather on the list, I had Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate from the TakeOver Chicago.
Yep. Chicago.
Obviously, that's a match I think everybody was talking about immediately as it happened, and right after those guys kind of stole the show. It was a big, I don't know what we want to say, like a big footprint, I guess, for the UK guys. I mean, that whole, UK tournament and that brand, whatever it is or it's going to become, hasn't really been fully, put together yet. It seems like they're kind of figuring it out. But I think those two guys, they put that match on the show, and I felt like I was like, all right, well, they probably just don't have enough feuds to put on the show with the regular NXT stuff. So they put these guys on there, and it was kind of whatever. I didn't think it was going to, be anything crazy, but they had a crazy match. Really, really got a lot of people talking. So I think it's hard to exclude that from any list of top matches this year. So I had that at number 2. I'm
on the edge of my seat. I can't wait.
You can't wait?
I can't wait.
No, I think number 1, it's a match I think a lot of people talk about, a lot of people remember from, it's from the Royal Rumble, right? So it was AJ Styles and John Cena for the WWE title was, the main. Why are you looking at me like that? I don't understand.
Nothing. Go ahead. Do your list. It's fine.
Oh, see. Okay, now we're gonna start with that.
No, they just.
Oh, it's my list. No, it is.
No, I want you. Nothing wrong with your list. I'm just
good.
I'm a little surprised. That's all.
A little surprised.
Okay.
Well, I think it's it was. They've had great matches together, and I think certainly in the WWE main roster stuff, I can't really think of a match that was better than that this year. And it was very entertaining match. I was not really a fan of John Cena winning, but they did what they were going to do. Those guys had great matches together. It was a great match, great story, in front of a really, really big crowd in San Antonio in the Alamo Dome. So that, I believe, is the top match of the year thus far.
Well,
it's your turn.
Yeah, no, I actually also had, no, I'm totally just kidding. Maybe I'm going to have to go back and watch that match again. How long was it? Do you have to have it roughly?
Probably like 25 minutes. I would say.
I'm going to do you justice, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch that match. And I will. It wasn't a match that I remembered. There's been a lot of wrestling this year, and I really don't remember that match that well. I remember being good, but I feel like I'm doing a disservice to you by commenting on it without seeing it, so I'm not going to do that. I think that's what an adult does. So my number one was Ishii versus Omega from New Japan Pro Wrestling Night 2. I'm getting a look that you gave me. What's with the look?
I'm not saying I didn't. I'm waiting for you. You're going to give a little, little description.
I'm a big mark for the tournaments. Any kind of tournament, I don't care what it is. I feel like it has more meaning to it, and for some reason, I think it's a suspense the tournament actually builds. When you have like the title, the main match in the tournament, that match immediately means more than another random match on a show. So I think that adds to the excitement of the match, and I think tournament matches are just I guess something about them. Now the story in this match was Ishii's got I believe JR said I think I said last time, he's a goddamn refrigerator, and he is. And Ishii could withstand insane amounts of punishment on his neck and on his head and all this stuff. And Omega kind of had to, chop the big guy down throughout the match. And there were countless, there was a ridiculous dragon suplex off the apron, not even through a table, just on a table, had the Ishii's head snapping back. And, there was a couple of points when I really thought, Ishii was going to win the match, despite me actually having been spoiled before I saw it. And I still bought into the finish. And I think the atmosphere was, added to it. And they went about 30 minutes in that match. And Ishii's probably one of the most underrated wrestlers today. The guy's like 41, 42 years old. And his matches with Naito, his matches with Omega, his matches with Okada, he's really, one of the best right now, as good as they come. He really rises up to the occasion of big matches. And Omega is just Omega. And people love him and people buy into it. And, I just thought it was a very, very important and a very solid match. Okay.
Good thing.
All right, good. All right. Now, for the honorable mentions real quick before we close this up. What did you have on the list?
I think I had that Takahashi and Kushida match on there.
Okay.
And I think I had that Fatal 5-Way from Extreme Rules on there. Those are the two that I remember off the top of my head. As far as, I don't know if there's anything else that really stood out to me. I looked back at all the pay-per-views and all the shows. Those are the ones that kind of stuck out to me as matches that would be in there. I mean, I thought that, some of Tanahashi and Naito had a good match. I think I don't know which if it was Dominion or the Wrestle Kingdom or both, but
I think they wrestled both.
Yeah. So those are also good. So I had those in the list.
I'll just give two. One for me was, the now infamous match, but Okada versus Shibata was a really, really good match. Now it's going to be looked at, definitely differently in history because of what happened to Shibata, but that was a very, very strong match. And then the other one was Ishii versus Naito from the New Japan show. Like I said, Ishii, big fan of the dude, like his style, love the lariat. So I think we both had good lists. I think it kind of highlights each one of us, and I got to go back and watch Cena versus Styles. Maybe you got to go back and watch Omega versus Ishii.
I watched it like maybe 2 weeks ago. And
that's true. It's fresh in your mind. Yeah, it's fresh in your mind.
So.
But, man, we had an extra long edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast this week. I appreciate you guys checking us out. I appreciate Thunder Rosa for sitting down with us virtually and speaking with us. You want to follow us, you can do so on the Instagram, at All Night Long WP, on Twitter, at All Night Long WP, Facebook.com/All Night Long WP. Go to iTunes, get your subscribe, get your likes on. We appreciate everything, and just wait by the phone, because once our shirts come out, I'm going to be calling every one of you that likes us on Twitter. And I'm going to be personally hand-delivering those shirts as soon as they come out. If they don't come out, you guys don't get a damn thing. But once they're out, they're coming to you.
That's something for everybody to look forward to.
That's for sure. He is the Stallion. I am the Enforcer, and we are the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, and we're tapping out.
There are a lot of great places to visit during the summer. The beaches at the shore are amazing. The mountains are incredible, and the lakes are the greatest. But this year, my first stop was somewhere else, my local Volkswagen dealer. I got a terrific deal on a new Jetta, and those available features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitor, and front assist are great to have in summer traffic. Now I think I'll head out to some of my favorite summer destinations. Like, all of them.
Test drive the Volkswagen Jetta this summer at your local Volkswagen dealer.
I love the summer. There's so much to do. Driving my new Volkswagen Jetta to the lake, driving it to the beach, driving it home after a weekend at the beach. See, I got a great deal from my local Volkswagen dealer. And with available features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitor, and rear traffic alert, this Jetta is all about confidence. I think I'll drive it up to the mountains this weekend. I might even go hiking, if I have time.
Test drive the Volkswagen Jetta this summer at your local Volkswagen dealer.